everybody and welcome to this week's video. So Terry is here, as you can see. Hi Terry.
There you go.
Because we are doing a DNA test. We really want to see, well, I personally want to see just how Anglo I am. I hope I'm not 100% Anglo like I think I am. I'd really like something there to mix it up, because how boring is 100% Anglo? And Terry will...
And you cause all the trouble to all the Anglo people.
Oh, they do. So I'd really like to not be 100% Anglo. Thank you very much. And also, well, Terry's probably a bit more mixed because, well, you've got dark features like eyes and hair. Yeah. And like, you've got to have something cool in there.
I always have something cool in there.
Yeah, so we, a few months back, before the pandemic, we purchased some kits. They're from MyHeritage DNA. So we're going to complete them today and send them off. And obviously we'll have to film the second part to this video when they come back and we find out just how exciting our ancestry really is. Okay, so here's the kit. So we've opened it up. Now we open that up. Okay, so here's the instructions. So open your test kit and lay out the unopened swabs and vials on the clean surface.
Okay, instructions.
So we've activated our kits. And now we have to do a swab. So it says to remove one cheek swab from its wrapper and use the swab head to scrape the inside of one of your cheeks while rotating the swab for 30 to 60 seconds. Rotating it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Don't count, mate. This gets sloppy.
A few moments later.
So open one of the vials and insert the swab inside with the swab end down, obviously. Do it with your other cheek this time, because that's my Anglo side. Now we're going to do the other side.
I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, it's not?
No.
It gets very messy in your mouth. Mm-hmm. Now my mouth tastes funny.
Okay, just check this one.
Hang on, I gotta, yeah, other cheek. Ready, go.
Pop that sucker in, pop it off. There we go. Don't let any fly DNA in there because it could be bad.
Right, so now you've got to make sure your vial caps are closed tightly. Mm-hmm. There's my vial caps, not showing you the number of my vials. Yeah,
there's mine.
Excellent. Put it in the bag.
Biohazard.
Forget it. And there's my T-virus.
Yep. Yeah, when we send it off to the Umbrella Corporate.
Oh, I like this camera.
So what we want to do is get that wave special effect to denote the passage of time, and then we'll get the results for you. See you then.
See ya.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So it's been about 6 weeks since we returned our swabs, and we both received our results yesterday via email. And spoiler alert for us, we already have looked at them because we were both very, very excited when they came through. But we're going to share them with you all now.
Yep, we are. You can go first.
And this company returns the results via email, and you get a nice little presentation.
And then they try to upsell you on some analysis of it with spreadsheets and things, but we didn't go with that.
With health reports and stuff like that, which didn't need. I just want the breakdown of what my ethnicities are. First, a little bit of background about me. I was born in Australia. My mum's Australian. Her parents were Australian, etc., etc. Then they were English. My dad's from Liverpool in England. His parents were English, etc., etc. All very English. So with those results, I was expecting to be 99% or 100% English, actually. Pretty much.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
They don't do Australian gene, so they don't do indigenous.
They actually don't measure indigenous stuff
No,
because
they
they're kind of racist, but you know.
Yeah, I think that's highly wrong. They need to do an indigenous gene. But colonizer Australia.
Basically, yeah, colonizer.
Yeah.
All of this shit we're going to talk about is about colonizers.
Pretty much. So it was no surprise to me that I came back as pretty much 99%
Pale.
But that will be broken down further. The exciting part was the 1% for me. According to these results... Sorry?
You got to take your upside anyway.
Yeah, you do. I'm 1% Asian, and within that, it means Indian. So my DNA, I'm 1% Indian. So yay, that's nice to know it's not all pure.
It's either a thumb or a finger.
That was exciting because it was nice to know it wasn't all.
It's nice to know your ancestors put it about a bit.
Yeah. They did.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of diversity, if only for a couple of minutes. Yeah.
But the 99%, which we're not surprised, is European. But that gets broken down into 3 main categories. Now, remembering I said pretty much my entire family's English. I am 0% English. I'm 38.7% Celtic. So Irish, Scottish and Welsh. So that's me there, 38.7% there. 4.2% Finnish. The most part of me is 56.1% is North and West European, and that is categorized as German, French and Dutch. So I'm no Scandinavian. I would have sworn there would have been some Viking in me, but there is absolutely no Viking in me. And there...
Why are you joking?
Because I'm waiting for your sick punchline. There's no Viking in me. There is Celt in me, and there's no English in me, but I'm very much Saxon. So I think this is very much German looking. That was really surprising because, as I said, there's such a strong English background that there's no % English in me. Yeah, so that's mine. So let's move on to Tina. Don't forget to give a bit of a background of what your heritage that you believed was.
I come from a long line of bastards and criminals, but that's pretty much it.
You always believed that your ancestry was Welsh and French.
Well, yeah, because I was told that because people lie to you when you're a child. But anyway, so yeah, I did the swab in the cheek, all that kind of thing, and it came back 56.8% Scandinavian, so basically Vikings.
You're the bloody Viking.
Yeah, so Vikings, I like smoked fish, that's a good thing. And so yeah, I came back as basically slightly more than half Viking, which is kind of odd, because I'm slightly darker complected than you are.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a reason. 19.6% Irish, Scottish and Welsh. That's the Welsh heritage. That's mum's side. That's the Jenkins side of the family. So that's kind of cool because it means that I'm one of the people who was colonised before the colonisers came over here to Australia. And then we get on to the interesting stuff.
Yes.
We get on to the multicultural AF stuff. 14.4% Greek and Southern Italian. So that's the dark wavy hair that I used to have before it went white and thin.
So I thought that would have been the Welsh or the so-called French heritage.
It's a couple of possibilities, and I've been looking at it historically. Basically, the Romans conquered Britain. So I don't know whether that's because the Romans conquered Britain and there are a lot of Italian guys getting a piece when they were in England for about 400 years. That's one possibility. Other possibility is someone a few generations ago went to the Via Veneto and knocked somebody up. So there's that possibility. And then 9.2%, which is not an insignificant percentage, is Balkan, which is basically the Czech Republic, Poland, Belarus, Ukraine, mostly Romania, Serbia and Bulgaria. So I've basically got Eastern European in there as well.
You've led the Impaler.
Could be, who knows. But yeah, so I've got that. So it's a kind of diverse European. I go all the way from the far west of Europe to the far east of Europe. And most of it's sitting up the top where all the Scandi noir stuff comes from. So yeah, basically all of the people who were nasty to Elizabeth Solander in The Girl and the Dragon Tattoo were pretty much my people.
So you have to really, really start watching Eurovision from now on.
No, I don't. No, I watched the Will Ferrell movie. But most of the songs in Eurovision are shit. The last good one was Volare. And that was in 1958.
That's part of your heritage.
Yeah, see, that's the Italian thing, yeah. If my sister Linda got a swab and a DNA test because she's my half-sister, and then we could work out which part of the overlap was from which side of the family. Which part was mum's and which part was my father's, or the sperm donor for my mum. But, yeah, so that'd be an interesting thing to do. But, yeah, it came out a little different than I thought it did. But it came out in a way that logically explains the way my head looks.
I don't quite get how they drill down, because I don't see how I can be so many generations of English and not have any English DNA.
Yeah, but what does English DNA mean these days? Because a lot of it was from Scandinavian conquerors. A lot of it was from the ethnicities of the Celts. English, basically, the posh English people are all, I mean, look at the top end of it, the Queen and that mob, they're all French and German.
Doc, the Queen's, I'm royalty.
No, you're not.
No.
You don't like corgis particularly.
Cute, corgis.
So yeah, that's my inheritance and my genetic thing. And one of the things that proves is, I mean, looking back in the history of Australia and putting this into some kind of a context, people were really, really racist against Italians and Greeks and people from Eastern Europe. When I was a child, in fact, I went for dinner at an Italian house when I was a young kid, and the neighbourhood gossips were really worried in case they poisoned me. That's the kind of toxic shit that people were putting out in the early 1960s. Yeah, really? They were. And people were prejudiced against people who were a quarter of my heritage. So the one thing that I got from this, and one thing that it kind of firmly beds down, is that racial purity and white supremacy and all of that stuff is bullshit. We're all a mixing pot of different areas. We've all got different people who've led to us, and we've had different cultures that have led to us. Exactly. And so we are a melting pot, even if we are not particularly look like we're a melting pot. Even within that, we're a wide range of people from a wide range of places with lots of different cultures and lots of different belief systems and ethnicities and histories behind us. So the takeaway from this is that any kind of racial beliefs that are exclusionary to other races are bullshit.
Yeah, it was a good experiment. It's fun. Maybe in another year or so, when all of this craziness of the pandemic slows down, I might like to do another company just to see if you get the same sort of results. But
so you're going to like get a second opinion?
Almost, because I think I'm so disappointed at how Anglo I am. I mean, look at me, for God's sake.
It's not like you did anything to get it. It's just you're bored.
No, I know.
And that's the thing about being proud about your race and stuff like that. You didn't really have a bloody choice. The bottom line is, you didn't have a choice in your ethnicity. You got to be the best person you can be and the most welcoming and inclusive person you can be, regardless of where you came from, because none of them are better than the others.
If you can afford to get tests, do it. It's a lot of people won't do it for the conspiracy reasons. I've had a few people tell me that on Facebook when I first announced I was doing one. Just do it. If you haven't committed a crime, you've got nothing to worry about with your
but
DNA.
if your family has it, catch them.
I mean, and if they want to clone me with my DNA, good luck to them, because that would be a useless clone. I could tell you now.
There are worse things in the world than cloning me, because you get a pretty reasonable person, really.
You'd be right, but me, it's just a waste of time. The self-doubt and the crippling anxiety. It's just
because self-doubt and anxiety are genetic traits, are they?
Anything to add before we go?
I think I needed an espresso.
And so do I. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out Terry's channel at Terry Talks Movies.
Yep, I'm doing public domain movies this week.
Oh, he's been putting out some very interesting content roughly twice a week now.
No, exactly twice a week.
It is exactly twice. He's doing better than me. I've got to really get my program into it. But anyway, Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And also comment if you've done a DNA test and what your results were, if you found them interesting or in contradiction to what you thought they would be. Anyway, until next time, please stay safe, wear a mask, sanitize your hands, and be good.
And don't pash coughing people.
Or Scandinavians.
Oh.